We're now joined by John Coffield, who's Head of Paradigm Mortgage Services from the Paradigm Group. Thank you for taking the time out to join us. I know you've been quite busy this morning. How are you finding the show so far?
We're finding it really good, actually. This is the third event we've run this year, the others being Glasgow and Leeds. We found the Glasgow event really good. Leeds was a bit quiet, to be honest, but this has definitely already surpassed Leeds in terms of busyness and the people attending, we think. So our stand has been really busy. We're signing up new members, meeting some old friends as well. So yeah, we think it's a good event.
So overall, how do you think that brokers benefit from this face-to-face contact at the likes of the FSE?
I think for brokers, quite often it enables them to put a face to a name. It enables them to meet new distributors and new lenders that aren't out there in the market, because they get bombarded by emails, and probably, like a lot of us, they just have a quick scan through and then hit the delete button. I'm sure they wouldn't do that with any Paradigm emails, but maybe once in a while. And what this, I think, gives them the opportunity is to delve a bit deeper and ask some questions that on an email format you can't do, and quite often they're not going to pick the phone up to ask the questions either, because it might be outside of normal business hours. So I think the interaction, the brokers really enjoy it, I think, because there's, these days there's less and less BDMs out in the field from the various lenders and providers. So here is a chance to actually, face to face, find out about someone.
How do you think the upcoming regulation is going to affect the industry?
That's a good question. How will it affect? Well, it would definitely have an impact on the industry. But we're quite an innovative industry. We've been regulated for, not as long as the IFA sector, but the mortgage sector now, we're 11 years now into regulation, and the business is growing again. After going through the recession, we're now at a stage where we've got good sustainable growth. I don't think regulation is going to dampen that down. It might maybe add another layer, but the brokers generally, they're entrepreneurial. They come up with ways, not around it, but how to work with it and make it work for them. And so I don't actually see it having a particularly negative impact. And if you're looking in particularly at, say, the second charge market, there is an opt-out there for brokers as well, in terms of, rather than do it themselves, refer on to master brokers or someone like that. And what I'm picking up from quite a few mortgage brokers is they're seeing that as a preferred route. So for them, the regulation isn't really going to get in the way of doing what they do best, which is, find solutions for their clients.
So any changes that do happen going forward, what support do you think brokers will need to help them kind of adapt to those changes?
The support they need really is trying to understand the way through the regulation and through the paperwork. We're getting many reports of brokers spending 3 or 4 hours on the phone with the regulator just trying to fill in the forms correctly. And I think what brokers are looking for is someone to help them interpret what the regulator is asking for, because it doesn't always come out in the best format and with enough guidance to make it easy for the brokers to complete the forms, etc., get them in on time and understand which boxes they should and shouldn't be ticking. So I think there's a role for people such as ourselves to give that support, either individually or through workshops.
Now, as Paradigm, you do work on both sides of the market, lender and the advisor side. Do you think the relationship's changed at all?
Yeah, I think it's definitely improved, and they've grown closer together. There isn't really a lender out there anymore that can't get by without the broker community. You see, now that we've got the likes of HSBC embracing brokers, really that was the last major obstacle in the broker market, and we're seeing lending going in the intermediary sector is going up and up all the time. Some of the lenders who are here today, 90% plus of their lending is done through intermediaries. So if you're at that figure, or even if you're at 50 or 60 or 70% of your lending through intermediaries, you've got to embrace them and work with them, and gone are the days of dual pricing. if there is any dual pricing these days, it tends to be in favour of the intermediary, not against them. So I think the relationship's in a good place now, and can only get better.
Great. Well, thanks very much for joining us. Nice to see you again, and enjoy the rest of the day.